Do you know that there are other animals besides the bird in the aviary? Yes, Irfan doesn't just like birds. He likes all animals. And the main purpose of bringing animals into the aviary is to breed them and participate in maintaining their sustainability. One of the animals in the aviary is the turtle. So, in this episode, instead of birds, we'll be talking about turtles. Or more specifically, the Aldabra Giant Tortoise.
It's the aviary!
Aldabra Giant Tortoise arrived before the aviary officially opened. The aviary team even made a particular area for them. And this is when the team built an enclosure for the Aldabra Giant Tortoise. The Aldabra Giant Tortoise is one of the largest tortoises in the world. Only the Galapagos Islands giant turtle is larger than the Aldabra Giant Tortoise. They can grow up to 1.2 meters and weigh up to 250 kilograms. The Aldabra Giant Tortoise is endemic to the Aldabra archipelago, about 1,100 kilometers from Ma, the largest island in Seychelles. There were 18 types of tortoises recorded in the Indian Ocean in the past. But due to the arrival of the sailors, 17 of the 18 species have become extinct, and only the Aldabra Giant Tortoise remains. In the past, there was even a tortoise called the Seychelles Giant Tortoise which had almost the same appearance and characteristics as the Aldabra Giant Tortoise, so they were often considered the same species. But around 1840, the Seychelles Giant Tortoise was extinct from the face of the earth. Like other turtles, the Aldabra Giant Tortoise is a slow-moving animal. Their speed is only about 1.01 kilometers per hour. However, their short, round, stocky, and almost flat legs are useful for supporting their heavy bodies and helping them to walk on sand. They have a dark brown dome-shaped carapace that serves as armor to protect their soft and vulnerable bodies. However, the shape of their shell is influenced by their habitat. Those who live in areas where food is available on the ground have a high dome-shaped shell, while those in areas where food is available above ground have a lower shell and tend to be flatter. The male Aldabra Giant Tortoise is larger than the female and has a thicker tail. While the male carapace can reach a length of 1.2 meters and weigh 250 kilograms, the female is only about 0.91 meters long and weighs 150 kilograms. Aldabra giant tortoises are also endowed with very long necks, which they use to reach food and tree branches up to a height of 1 meter above the ground. Thanks to their large size, they can break twigs and small trees and drop leaves while looking for food. Many animals are helped and even depend on the Aldabra giant tortoise. Because of their habits, they also pave the way for other animals. The leaves they drop are often used as food by other animals. Including herbivores, the Aldabra giant tortoise's diet consists of grasses, shrubs, leaves, berries, and fruits such as apples, pears, bananas, and tomatoes. But they don't chew the seeds of the fruit. The seeds will pass through their digestive intestines and are scattered on the ground. Therefore, these animals have an important role in the ecosystem. Meanwhile, to meet the body's fluid intake, because fresh water is rarely available in their natural habitat, Aldabra giant tortoises get their fluids from the water content in their food. Although a herbivore, the Aldabra giant tortoise sometimes eats small invertebrates and the carcasses of other tortoises when there is a shortage of food. In 2020, there's even an Aldabra giant tortoise on Fregate Island that eats birds. So you could say, in certain situations, the Aldabra giant tortoise is sometimes forced to learn to hunt and catch other animals, such as birds. The Aldabra giant tortoise's habitat includes grasslands, mangroves, swamps, and dunes on the beach in the Aldabra Atoll, with about 150,000 Aldabra giant tortoises. They are generally active in the morning, and they spend most of that time looking for food. But as the day gets warmer and warmer, they cool off by digging holes, taking shelter in swamps or under rocks, or dipping into shallow pools of water. Aldabra giant tortoises usually move alone or in groups. Although male Aldabra giant tortoises are social animals, they often fight for territory and mates. Fights of the males usually go like this. They stretch out their necks, and whoever has the longest neck is the winner. The loser will then go and hide. On the other hand, if Aldabra giant tortoises see an enemy approaching, they will bury their heads in their shells, making it difficult for predators to prey on them, thanks to their tough and sturdy shells. And to protect themselves from mosquitoes, they will cover themselves with mud. In a day, the Aldabra giant tortoise can sleep very long, up to about 18 hours. Therefore, they can live without food for several days. But when they have trouble finding food, they will not hesitate to eat carrion. The breeding season of the Aldabra giant tortoise occurs between February and May. They can be very noisy when mating. In addition to fighting with each other, male Aldabra giant tortoises often run slowly around females during the breeding season. The female can lay from 9 to 25 eggs the size of a tennis ball deposited in shallow depths in dry soil. But of the whole eggs, usually, only half are hatched. Females can produce multiple clutches in a year in areas of low population. But in areas with a high population, clutch size ranges from 4 to 14 eggs. The incubation period lasts for about 8 months before the eggs finally hatch. Aldabra giant tortoise chicks will then grow slowly and will only reach sexual maturity at about 20 to 30 years. However, one of the other features of Aldabra giant tortoises is their age. They even belong to one of the animals with the longest lifespan. Although their average lifespan is 80 to 120 years, some of them are said to live up to 250 years. An example can be seen in Adwaita. A male Aldabra giant tortoise hatched around 1750 and died in 2006. So at the time of his death, Adwaita was estimated to have been 255 years old. On the other hand, their longevity makes them difficult to verify. Imagine if there was an Aldabra giant tortoise hatched today, and it would live to be 200 years old. Its age would be far beyond the humans who observed it. But at least we can use historical records. Despite their longevity, Aldabra giant tortoises are in the vulnerable category on the IUCN list. In the past, sailors and humans who arrived on the islands often hunted and caught tortoises and their eggs, one of which was to eat them. What's more, the migrants also brought animals such as dogs, which became predators for tortoises. It is further exacerbated by the nature of the Aldabra giant tortoise, which is not attentive in the presence of humans. Maybe that's why humans tend to hunt them easily, because they're not afraid of humans. Today, Aldabra Atoll has become a World Heritage Site protected from poachers. The Aldabra giant tortoise breeding program has succeeded in increasing its population. There was still a threat that haunted the Aldabra giant tortoise. One of them is rising sea levels caused by climate change. It should be noted that the islands that are the habitat of the Aldabra giant tortoise are only a few meters above sea level. That's the information about the Aldabra giant tortoise. Hopefully, their population in this world can continue to increase. And hopefully, the Aldabra Giant Tortoise in the aviary can live a long life. Thank you for watching. See you again in the next episode.